Trump was in Racine yesterday.
Calculating the wide racial wealth gap on this Juneteenth.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Amazon Business, helping provide a smarter, easier way to get the supplies businesses need to thrive. Amazon Business, your partner for smart business buying. And by C3 Generative AI, verified, traceable answers, secure, hallucination-free, LLM-agnostic, IP liability-free. Learn more at c3.ai.
From Marketplace, I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer in for David Boncaccio. This Juneteenth, we're taking a look at the racial wealth gap in the United States. A Census Bureau report from earlier this year found that in 2021, white households were 10 times wealthier than black households. Let's look now at efforts to close the gap. Kezia Williams is CEO of the Black Upstart, a program to support black entrepreneurs. She joins me now. Kezia, part of the racial wealth gap is a gap in business ownership. Is that what you've seen?
Absolutely. One of the statistics that we teach with the Black Upstart is that currently there are 3.12 million Black entrepreneurs, but only 134,000 of them have the capacity to employ at least one person. And those 134,000 Black-owned employers employ just 1.3 million people. And so when we look at those numbers, African Americans are one of the only groups that don't produce the same amount of jobs that is proportional to the percentage of our population, which is around 13%. So there is a deficit there. But there has also been studies that have been incredibly encouraging, such as Black women are the fastest growing segment of entrepreneurs.
Why are Black women right now more likely to start a business?
Black women are receiving more education. And so we're going into those white collar jobs, which, by the way, is not easy to get. I've never been called back for an interview with my full name on a resume. So my full name, Kezia Williams, I've always had to put K just to get a call back. I've never gotten through the final round of an interview with my natural hair out. My hair has always had to be straight in order to get across that finish line. Corporate America isn't always a friendly place. In fact, my experiences are not unique. And a lot of the entrepreneurs that we've trained, 4,000 within the past year, have talked about what it means to code switch just for cash flow. So when I think about Black women working in corporate environments, Black women especially working in these white collar jobs where sometimes they're the only Black faces, they're looking for opportunities outside of their 9 to 5 in order to generate income so that they can resource their lives on streams of income that they can control. And entrepreneurship is just one of those avenues.
What types of tools do you give them to start a business or grow the business they have already?
We teach you the obstacles that exist when you're starting a business as a Black owner. And some of that involves trying to get access to funding. We know that especially when you're pursuing VC, only 2% of minority founders get access to VC. Only 1% of Black women have gotten access to venture capital funds. So we teach how to establish relationships with community development financial institutions, which through public charter are mandated to help women and minority-owned businesses.
And there's a knock-on effect here, isn't there? When Black-owned businesses are successful, they are more likely to hire Black workers than other businesses, right?
Black entrepreneurs, when they become Black employers, they are more likely to hire Black, but they're also more likely to serve Black interests. We know that Black people spend, by 2030, they would have spent $1.5 trillion annually. Right now it's $1.3 trillion annually. So we're more likely to create the products and services that really meet the needs of our community. We're also more likely to give back to causes that benefit African Americans. So there's so many different ways in which the Black dollar circulates even outside of employment when we start businesses.
Kezia Williams, CEO of the Black Upstart. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
U.S. markets are closed today in honor of Juneteenth. June 19th is the day that commemorates Black Americans' emancipation from slavery. Markets reopen tomorrow morning at 9:30 Wall Street time.
Marketplace Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks delivers comprehensive cybersecurity protection while automating cyber defense to stop threats so organizations can thrive. Learn more at paloaltonetworks.com. And by The Economist, devoted to providing independent journalism that makes sense of the news shaping the world. More at economist.com or with The Economist app, newsletters, and podcasts.
Researchers have known for a while that early education helps build decision-making and social skills, yet just over a third of 4-year-olds in the U.S. attend preschool. Access to public preschools is spotty. It varies by state, city, and income level. But a new study published this week by the National Bureau of Economic Research says expanding early childhood education could be well worth the investment. Marketplace's Daniel Ackerman explains.
Attending preschool is really good for kids, says Sarah Amadon, a senior research scientist at Child Trends.
We've kind of seen more persistence in school, better test scores, higher graduation rates.
And even better paying jobs decades down the line.
Something in the area of about 5% higher earnings.
Randy Aki is a professor of public policy and American Indian Studies at UCLA. He co-authored the new study. Aki used data from a lottery-based preschool for Indigenous students. Lots of families applied to the preschool. Some got in, some didn't. The hard part came a quarter century later.
To find the students themselves in adulthood, track them down, would be quite costly.
But Aki was able to match the students' data with their adult earnings using info from the IRS. He found that attending preschool raised students' incomes across the board.
Some of the largest results are for girls who come from below median household income. So preschool has the ability to reduce inequality, reduce unequal outcomes, even later in life.
Which means more kids should be attending, says Anna Johnson, who researches family policy at Georgetown.
In terms of positive investments in young children's well-being, public preschool, I just don't think you can get better bang for your buck.
Public preschools are expanding nationwide, but they're bumping up against another issue, a shortage of early childhood educators. I'm Daniel Ackerman for Marketplace.
In Washington, I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer with the Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.